Greetings, Earthlings, toy collectors, and other collectible enthusiasts. I'm James, and welcome back to Wu-Ten's Toys. We are just a few days removed from the Masters of the Universe film, and I hope that you guys went to go see it in theaters, but most importantly, I hope that you enjoyed it. Of course, last week we really just focused on Masters of the Universe unboxings, but this week we're going to primarily focus on another 80s cartoon franchise, Thundercats. 2 weekends ago, I had the opportunity to go to GalaxyCon Nashville in, Nashville, Tennessee, with my brother Nash and one of my best friends, Matt. The primary reason to go was to meet Elvira. Oh yeah. We also met Kofi Kingston while we were there. But we all ended up stumbling upon a comic book vendor who, I believe it's Rick's Comic City, also in Nashville. And he had a whole bunch of really just insanely priced action figures while he was there. And walked by honestly, I saw these and I was really impressed with the Ultimates collection that he had. And he said that he was selling these for $25 to $35 each. And I was like, whoa. But I didn't buy when we first got there. Waited about 3 hours, went back to the booth. He said that he would sell them for $25 each. And I said, I want 5 of them. And he said, $100 and they are yours. So I brought home all 5 of these. I believe we got here, Cheetara, Panthro, Wily Kit, Wily Cat, and Snarf. And he had way more than just these, way more. But we are not going to be opening these up today. What we are going to be opening up is an Ultimates figure that I purchased on eBay a few days prior to going to this convention. The one that started it all, Lion-O. This Lion-O here, I believe, is the version 1, or the V1 figure that fans are calling this online. The first wave of these were announced by Super7 all the way back in 2019. And I believe that with the pandemic rolling around, it actually pushed production a little bit further. And I think these eventually came out around in 2021. These had a price point of $45 initially when they came out. Well, that's crazy because I think Ultimates figures now around $65 now. And these also used, either the whole wave used the original Matty Collector, was a Club Third Earth molds. So, and I never had that original Matty Collector, Club Third Earth, Lion-O, or any of the other Thundercats. But so yeah, this is actually my first big foray into modern Thundercats figures and Super7 figures. I only have 2 other Super7 figures of Matt Cardona and Brian Myers, but I'm not opening up those. I'm wanting to get those signed. But yeah, I do plan on opening these up the rest of the week, or maybe some Silverhawks figures as well. But today we're going to focus primarily on this Lion-O. But before we do that, we have to ask the question, is Lion-O here from the Ultimates Super7 line trash or treasure? Let's figure it out. Well, okay, here is Lion-O, and so yeah, I purchased this off of eBay for $32 plus shipping. Yeah, not bad, I thought. And I'm pretty sure that this is, like I mentioned earlier, that this is what they call the version 1. Version 2, apparently they made some corrections. Some fans were happy with the corrections, some were not. And the only way that I can be able to tell for sure is because every video that I've seen online that has the version 2 box does not include this number on here. Yeah, it just doesn't. So there's that. That's all I can tell you. And there's another thing on. Oh, and the barcode's different as well. So got this number is not included, and the barcode is different. But other than that, the figure looks good to me. But anyway, so when I purchased this, it did come with the slip cover. So we're just going to take this off as if we were expecting this for the first time. You and me together. Wow. Check that. Check out that kitty. That's a nice figure. And as I mentioned before, these were announced in 2019 when Super7 took over the toy license from Mattel. Of course, they also took over the toy license from for Masters of the Universe Classics as well. But yeah, these were originally $45, which is crazy to believe that there's been a $20 price increase on their Ultimates figures since 2019. And these were released in 2021 due to the pandemic. So let's check out the packaging real quick. Has the Ultimates logo on the top, just to let you know which toy series that you're getting yourself into. In case you didn't know, yes, this is Lion-O. Let's check out the back here. We have some awesome vintage artwork. I believe this was also the cover art, this artwork was also used for the cover art for the Thundercats video game back in the 80s as well. So let's check this out. Lion-O. Smart, fast, and skilled as a warrior, Lion-O is the prince-turned-king of the Thundercats. A boy when they fled Thundera, he now, as a young adult, has the mind and temperament of a 12-year-old. So he has some maturing to do. His exclusive weapon, the Sword of Omens, gives him the power of sight beyond sight and makes him the dire enemy of evil Mum-Ra. All right, I'm really excited to open this dude up. So let's do it. Crazy thing is that this is gonna sound weird. You know, I was born in the 80s. I'm 1984. I grew up watching Masters of the Universe. I grew up watching tons of stuff. Real Ghostbusters, G.I. Joe, Transformers. It wasn't until I was in high school when Thundercats was all the reruns were showing on Cartoon Network on their Toonami block. That was the first time I had ever heard of Thundercats. How Thundercats escaped me as a child, I do not know. I do not know at all. All right, so this backer insert image, I believe this is a reminiscent of the LJN figure backer card. Pretty sure, could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what that's supposed to be mimicking or paying homage to. But yeah, that's pretty neat. All right, so here's this dude. But yeah, Thundercats. I had no idea what freaking Thundercats was for like most of my childhood years until I got into high school and they started showing this on Toonami. I was like, man, this is cartoon on here, Thundercats. Everyone's like, yeah, it's old news, bud. I'm like, oh man. All right, so we have an underlayer of accessories. I really dig that there are 2 layers of accessories. That is cool. I like that. Yeah, I dig that. So let's check out these accessories first. We got some hands going on. Alrighty. Hopefully our camera will focus on these. Already off to a horrible start. There we go. Yeah. Need to cut them nails, man. My fiance knows some chicks that'll hook him right up. Alright, we got another set of hands. Gotta say already, I'm liking the packaging. I'm not struggling with anything really. So, awesome. More of a C-grip type hand. Yep. And I believe we have the Book of Omens up here. And I do not believe that it opens up. I am not worthy. Damn. Yeah, pretty neat. I am not well versed. I mean, considering that I never watched this as a kid, I am not well versed on Thundercats lore. So I'm still kind of new to the game. I did buy the first season on DVD when it came out. I was pretty stoked about that. All right, so let's check out some of these accessories that Lionel comes out with. All right, so we have two different versions of the cloth shield. And I had to research why. If you can already tell here that we have a gold with the metallic paint and a furry, a fur-covered version of the cloth shield here. And I read why. The LJN version of the toy came with a furry cloth shield, and I was just going to post a picture of it from Google Images, but then I realized, oh, I actually have this dude, and what do you know? That is a furry cloth shield. So, and apparently they've just been adding this in here as, you know, a nod to fans who grew up with this toy. So it's actually pretty neat that they did that. But it comes with four different cloth shields. It comes with man, why is this having a hard time focusing? All right, so this one right here in my left hand, this is the one that's going to be used to be placed on Lionel's actual hand. So you're just going to remove his hand, you're going to pop it right on, and that's what he's going to be wearing. This one right here, and you're going to put your Sword of Omens in there, and it's also going to attach to his belt like that. So that's what this version is. You know, this is, you know, LJN, you know, fan base heavy cloth shield, and I will not be displaying my Lionel with this. I do think that that's really cool that they are catering to those LJN fans. But yeah, just not for me. Here's another cloth shield. This is the metallic gold paint, or plastic. It's not really paint, it's just the whole plastic, I believe. But in there, of course, like I said, you're just going to pop the hand off and it's going to stick right on there. This is how I will be displaying my Lionel wearing his cloth shield. Boy, you do not want to get messed up with that. Nope, you do not. We got two different heads here. This is the Super Cereal face. He's really angry. Yeah, check out. Yeah, check out that hair sculpt. Woo wee! And like I mentioned earlier, this is basically the Mattel Lionel with just with some different paint improvements and whatnot. Yeah, and from what I can tell, like I mentioned earlier, I had the version 1, fairly certain. From what I saw in the videos, the version 2, this shading right here is way more prominent in the version 2, and it also it looks like there's just a huge red dot right on his forehead, and I don't know. I don't think a lot of people like that. In fact, I've seen some videos praising version 2, and I've seen a few not praising version 2. So I don't know. I got version 1. I really don't know the differences. This is my first foray in opening up Super 7 figures. So far, I'm liking what I'm seeing. No complaints here. Alrighty, let's open this up here. Let's open it up. Let's take out the Sword of Omens. Woo. Mine's got a little bit of a paint scuff, as you can see. But I'll just be displaying it this side. This is a sexy sword. Yes, sir. That's nice. Yep, I like that. Yeah, I like that a lot. Very nice sword. Pretty durable, considering it's kind of flimsy, kind of in a way. Do not believe, nope, there are no security ties on this. We're just going to be able to pull this dude out of here. All right. And as I mentioned, I got the other figures from GalaxyCon Nashville. Of course, they did not have Lion-O, so I'm glad I picked up Lion-O off of eBay. Alrighty, so I'm telling you, this is, like I said, this is my first foray into even holding a Super 7 figure, let alone owning one, holding one as well. So yeah, let's check this out from the bottom to the top. All right, so we have this nice Mattel circa 2015-2010 ankle articulation. It's not ball jointed or anything like that. It just, just that. That's all we need. That's all I need. In fact, it's very reminiscent of the DC Universe Classics line, which is also basically the same body type and articulation as Masters of the Universe Classics. So that's DC Universe Classics, my favorite toy line of all time, I do believe. So if that's going to, if that articulation is going to carry over here, I'm going to like it. We do have a shin swivel. Nice. We do have just a single knee articulation. And they've also made a version 3 of Lion-O here. He's $65 right now, brand new. He has more of the pinless joints, knees, and elbows, but I'm fine. Unless I get to the point where I think I need the new one, I'm cool with this already. We do have a ball jointed hip. That goes for both sides here. We do have a waist swivel. We do have the ab crunch. We have the ball jointed shoulder. The bi and tri swivel there. It's kind of tight. That's fine. We have just a single elbow joint. Just a single elbow joint. And we do have the wrist there. And of course, it's going to be the same on the other side here. The absolute same. And we do have the ball jointed neck. All in all, this is a fine figure. Absolutely. Zero complaints on my end. If this is version 1 and it apparently was awful and needed a version 2 made of it, I don't see what the issues are. I mean, it must take some eagle-eyed Thundercats loyal fans to find anything wrong with this figure. I'm not seeing it so far. Let's go ahead and check out the claw shield. Of course, like I mentioned earlier, it's where it's going to go. It's going to pop on and off right there. Does this come out? No, it does not. So it is in there. And I think maybe that's one of the things that they changed for maybe version 3, that you actually can take out the Sword of Omens here. And it's got the smaller blade. And of course, when he says thunder, Thundercats, ho, and then the blade comes out longer. But I think that's one of the improvements that they made. I could be wrong. So let's go ahead. We're gonna pop this claw shield on Lion-O just to see what that's all about. There it is. No issues. There he is. Woo wee! Look at that boy. Telling you, I love it. I'm freaking loving this figure. This is cool. Yeah, this was, I mean, from what I read, the Matty Collector stuff back in the day, after shipping, I think the figures are around $25 each, but after shipping, you ended up paying like around $40 for them. So for this to be a $45 figure, was it 7 years ago, back when they announced it? I guess it's not too bad, considering that people were paying $35 to $40 originally for the Mattel version, but now $65 for something like this, but without you know, with pinless joints. I mean, if $20 extra is, you know, what you want to pay for something for an action figure, hey, go for it. That's not for me. But yeah, man, yeah, I'm really digging this figure. I'm glad that I was just going to get Lion-O, but man, when I saw those other figures, and I've been opening up all these Masters of the Universe, Masterverse figures, I was like, man, what? Shoot, why not? You know, and I'm only going to get. I think I've showed you what I have already. I want to get Tigra and both versions of Mum-Ra, and that's it. That's all I'm wanting to get. But no, this Lion-O, shoot, for 30. I mean, seriously, for $32. Get you one. I dig this. I really freaking dig this Lion-O figure.
Thundercats!
Hey, I just want to say thank you for taking time out of your day to stop by and check out our Super 7 Ultimates Thundercats Lion-O action figure. Is this trash or treasure? I am floored with the quality of this figure. Of course, if you're paying $45 for an action figure, you should be thoroughly impressed by it, and I am thoroughly impressed. I would almost say that this is perfect. Um, yeah, I really dig this figure. The sculpt, just how smooth the plastic is. The hands. Normally, when an action figure comes with extra hands, whether it being McFarlane or a Hasbro or a WWE Elite figure, I always feel like I'm probably about to snap the hands in two or something, just trying to take them on and off. Didn't feel this way, and also, and the hands, they weren't a hard plastic where I felt like I was going to break the fingers off. Uh, the of course, the peg that goes inside the arm was a hard, durable plastic, but the hands and the fingers themselves were kind of flexible in a way, and I did not feel that I was going to mess up the Sword of Omens putting it into his right hand, or mess up the hand itself. We're just putting the sword in there. So no, hats off goes off to Super 7 with their first attempts to make a Thundercats figures. And I know I'm several years late to the Thundercats party, but hey, if they're good, if they'll have me on Third Earth, please take me, because I am all in on this line. Like I said, I only need 3 more to get what I believe is the perfect set. But yeah, this figure, awesome. I think it's great, and I am very much looking forward to opening up the rest of them that I purchased at GalaxyCon. Well, before we go today, we're going to leave you with this. Be excellent to each other and collect them all, and we will catch you next time.